Welcome back to the channel, y'all. This is GBTV, and we got ourselves a little thing I'm thinking about implementing is how do I call it? It is. By the way, y'all, it is hot as hell out here, man. It is hot. I ordered a fan for this room. It's coming tomorrow from Amazon. Hopefully I'll survive until then. But anyway, without further ado, so what I wanted to do, I wanted to deviate a little bit away from My Hero Academia episode videos and actually look at My Hero Academia content that revolves around the story. Now, it's not main story stuff, it's just little things here. And by the title of this video, you can already guess what this video is. It's about the quirk powers of Class 1A. And I'm shouting out this man, Anime Uproar. He's the one that did this video and that we're going to be reacting to. Thank you for this, sir. And we're going to get an explanation of all the students in the class's quirk. Now, I know the majority of them, but there's like one or two that I don't know about. The dude with the tail, I'm guessing his quirk is just the tail. I'm not too sure. It's the guy that was warning Midoriya about, yo, watch out, don't answer his questions or you'll fall into his trap. Midoriya didn't listen, obviously, but I want to know what exactly, is there any other special abilities about his quirk? And the other one is the guy with super strength. He's got like the wrestler mask from Lucha. He kind of looks like them, to be honest with you. He does look like them. And I want to know, okay, what's the drawback of his quirk? And yeah, that's basically, I basically know everyone else's except those two, but why not learn about all of them and find out the weaknesses of all of them? Hopefully there are no spoilers. If there are spoilers in here, oh well, I'm still gonna watch it. If not, cool. But yeah, without further ado, let's get on with the video, y'all. Let's go.
What up, guys? Gozen here for Anime Uproar, and today we are going to be explaining every quirk from Class 1A. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, the Coda guy, Sato, Coda,
fascinated by all
and where is he?
Unique abilities.
I don't see him.
If you guys like My Hero
Ojiro.
Academia and want to see more My Hero
Everyone
Academia
else I
videos,
pretty much know
smash
about.
that like button, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, I want to shout out our fellow YouTube bro. Now, without further ado, let's do this. In C1, we have Yuga Aoyama. His quirk is called Naval Laser, and his quirk type is Emitter. Naval Laser, as you'd expect, allows Yuga to shoot lasers from his navel, aka his belly button. Yuga can shoot short-range or long-range beams depending what the situation calls for. The recoil can be powerful enough to propel Yuga through the air at a high speed. With his specially designed costume, Yuga is able to channel his laser and fire beams from locations other than his belly button, such as from his knees or shoulders. In seed number 2,
we haven't seen that.
We have Mina Ashido.
Alright, I'll be honest here. 100% honest here, bro.
Quirk is called and her quirk type is Emitter. The quirk lets her create a corrosive liquid from her skin. She can control the liquid solubility and viscosity. In addition to acid attacks, she can use the liquid to make the ground slippery, which allows her to slide across it or melt.
That helps a lot with mobility.
Easier to climb. Her quirk alters her skin pigment, resulting in a purplish color. A drawback of her quirk is that if she makes a small mistake, her clothes may be dissolved by accident.
That's not a
named techniques include acid veil. In seat number 3,
that's not really a drawback.
Her quirk is called frog form.
So is she susceptible to the acid? That's the thing. If she is susceptible to the acid, then that quirk kind of sucks because she could hurt herself with it. But if not, there's really no downside to her quirk outside of her losing clothes. But I'm sure somebody in the engineering division can help her create some type of clothing that can mitigate the dissolving factor of the acid.
And her quirk type is mutant. This quirk allows her to jump vast distances like a frog, cling to walls, swim extremely fast, camouflage herself, and use her long and powerful tongue as a weapon. Tsuyu can produce a toxin from her stomach, and she can also use her stomach to store objects and bring them back up when she needs them.
It's gross though.
Taste it. Because her body is similar to a frog, and frogs are cold-blooded, Tsuyu is sensitive to cold temperatures and being exposed to them for too long, would make her tired and unable to fight effectively. In seat number 4, we have our class president himself, Tenya Ida. The name of his quirk is Engine, and the type is Mutant. His quirk lets him move extremely fast because of engines that are growing out of the calves on his legs. His legs are also extremely strong, so he relies on them for attacking his opponents with quick and powerful kicks. Funny enough, his engines are fueled by orange juice, and the engines also have multiple gears that he moves through in order to accelerate faster.
Orange juice?
We have the girl that makes Deku sweat more than any villain ever could. Ochako Uraraka. The name of her quirk is Zero Gravity, and the type is Emitter. Her quirk allows her to make objects float in the air as if they were in zero gravity, just by touching them. If she closes her fingers, Ochako can cancel out the effects of her quirk and send the floating object falling to the ground. She cannot make objects that weigh more than 3 tons float, and if she exerts herself too much, she will feel sick. And if she makes herself float by using the quirk on her own body, she is also likely to feel sick because of it. Known techniques include skill release and home run comet. In seat 6,
home run comet, what's that?
Ojiro.
Okay, this guy's a mutant too.
His quirk is Tail, and the type is Mutant.
Tail, really?
He has a really strong tail that can destroy even the hardest objects like metal. And he can also use it to jump off the ground with great
shit.
And to climb more easily. Since his tail is
not useless
part of him, it sometimes gets in his way when he is trying to sit down or lie down normally. In seat 7, we have Denki Kaminari. The name of his quirk is Electrification, and the type is Emitter. Denki
static shock
electricity out of his body, and anyone that comes into contact with it is electrocuted. When he releases enough electricity, it is discharged in every direction, shocking everyone close to him.
But he has no control.
Useful for you or me because it lets the possessor activate or charge electronics. No more need for portable batteries when we're playing Pokemon.
Hey!
Someone out there is still playing.
Hey, if you got an iPhone, Kaminari's your guy. Because we all know by every time a new iPhone comes out, all of a sudden our old iPhones start eating up more battery.
A drawback to this quirk is that if Denki exceeds his wattage limit, he short-circuits his own brain, and as a result, he becomes a dunce for 1 hour. He
becomes stupid for a whole hour?
His quirk does not match up well with quirks that don't conduct electricity like mines, and it does not work on other people with electric-based quirks. In seat 8, we have
it's kind of trash, but
the name of his quirk is Hardening, and the type is Transformation. Eijiro's quirk lets him harden any part of his body. It makes for a great offense and defense. Not only does this hardening protect him from physical attacks, it can also protect him from heat or shock waves. Thanks to his quirk, Eijiro was alright after several tons of metal fell on him. There is an important drawback to this impressive quirk. There is a limit to the amount of damage the hardened skin can take before the hardening begins to slowly weaken. Name techniques include Red Counter, Red Ride Unbreakable, and Red Gauntlet. In seat 9, we have Koji Koya.
This guy a mutant quirk too?
Is Animal Voice, and the type is Emitter. His quirk is sound-based. Any animal within vocal range will follow his oral commands. A drawback is that louder noises can drown out his voice, making his quirk useless. Koji can control insects, but this control is less effective because insects creep him out. In C10 we have Riki.
What the how did this dude make it? How did this dude make it to Class 1A? His quirk sounds absolutely useless, unless I'm missing something. What could I possibly be missing? He can talk to animals and he can talk to insects. Did he use the insects to get inside of those robots and short circuit them and that counted as a kill for him? That's the only thing I can think of. Because outside of that, he looks very timid, very unassuming. I thought like his appearance was the quirk, but apparently not. Wouldn't that be the case that he's probably a mutant and he's got an emitter quirk? Since he doesn't look like a regular human being? Whatever.
Rikido Sato. The name of his quirk is Sugar Rush, and the type is Emitter. If he
Sugar Rush
10 grams of sugar, Rikido's strength will multiply by 5, and the effects will last for 3 minutes. He can keep increasing the time limit by another 3 minutes by ingesting another 10 grams of sugar. But the catch, which there has to be,
sugar crash.
Kids all over the world consuming crazy amounts of sugar in order to acquire superhuman strength. The catch is that the sugar makes him dumber. So now Denki and Rikido can be bakas together. In seat
and I'm guessing he'll have a sugar crash once those 3 minutes are over and he becomes absolutely useless. That's a little weird that sugar. Wow, well. Okay. Okay. It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Then we have Mezo Shoji. The name of his quirk is
So
Duplo,
creepy
and the
looking.
type is Transformation. His tentacle-like arms are able to duplicate other parts of his body, including his eyes, ears, and mouth. The new body parts that are created using the quirk are improved versions of the originals and can be used to give Mezo better sight, hearing, and strength. One tentacle-like arm can duplicate more than one body part at a time, but if more than one part is duplicated at once, then these parts have less efficiency than a single duplicated part would have. This is definitely an amazing quirk, even if it is a little gross. In
It's
C12,
so
we have
gross.
Kyoka Jiro. The name of her quirk is Earphone Jack, and the type is Mutant. Kyoka has earlobes shaped like audio jacks, and she can insert them into various places in order to channel the sound of her heartbeat into them, which produces powerful vibrations. The quirk also
Oh.
gives her the useful ability of hearing through thick objects such as walls. The boots of her hero costume have speaker and outlets into which Kyoka can plug her jacks, and this enables her to create a powerful sound wave and
Ah, that's actually really good. That's a smart
and
idea.
are themselves strong enough to shatter hard objects like rocks. In
Damn.
13, we have Hanta Zero. The name of his quirk is Tape, and its type is Mutant.
The helmet on his
Allows
quirk is
Hanta
nice.
to shoot tape from his elbows, including more than one strand of tape at a time, and he can also retract them back into his elbows once he no longer needs them. The tape is actually very strong and can be very useful in battle, both for wrapping up opponents and for using them to swing around in the air, Spider-Man style. The amount of tape Hanta can discharge at any given time has a limit, and if he uses too much of it, he will suffer physical consequences such as dry skin. In Seed 14, we have Fumikage
Shit.
Tokoyami. His quirk is Dark
Our
Shadow.
boy Black
His
Hawk.
is Transformation. The quirk allows
Midnight
him to emit
Hawk.
a shadow-like creature from his body, and he can then use this creature in battle. Dark Shadow is actually sentient and even able to speak on its own, and after it uses up a certain amount of energy, it has to return inside Fumikage's body to recharge. Dark Shadow is said to be affected by Fumikage's emotions, and it is also affected by light. The quirk is weaker in strong light and stronger in the absence of
Oh, so no wonder why he's so laid back. Because that's one thing about his. I thought it was just a character, just something made for his character. But he's so laid back because if he's too emotional, he'll lose control of Dark Shadow, and it'll actually end up being a bad thing. Okay, that's a nice thing they added there.
harder to control. Controlling Dark Shadow can be difficult in the absence of light, but it is very important. If he is unable to control it, Dark Shadow can actually completely take over Fumikage's body. In Seed 15, we have the very cool Shoto Todoroki. The name of his quirk is half cold, half hot.
So
His type is
stupid.
emitter. As the name suggests, Todoroki's quirk
Such a
is
stupid
divided
name.
into two. His right side allows him to freeze objects and opponents, while his left side allows him to release burning flames. Technically, Todoroki is able to use both sides of his quirk at the same time, but he chooses to favor the right or cold side heavily as a way of rejecting his father, from whom he inherited the hot side of his quirk. However, when he overuses his cold side while trying not to use the hot one, Todoroki risks getting frostbite. One of his known attacks includes
And vice versa.
In Seed 16, we have Toru Hakagure.
And it's vice versa because if he uses his fire too much, he'll burn himself. So he's supposed to maintain a balance, as all things should be. Unexpected Thanos.
The name of her quirk is Transparency, and its type is Mutant. It allows her to be completely invisible to the naked eye, but since her quirk doesn't affect the clothing she wears, this means that in order to be totally invisible,
She has to get naked.
Totally naked. Her quirk appears to work on the basis of manipulating light, because along with being able to appear invisible, she can also create blinding flashes of light and use these flashes as a weapon against
Solar flare?
In Seed 17, we have the Explosion
No downside for it?
Bakugo. The name of his quirk is Explosion, and his quirk type is Emitter.
Wait, can this chick become visible, or is it like it's constant? Can she become invisible again? Who knows?
President Hothead's quirk allows him to use sweat, which is similar to nitroglycerin, from the palms of his hands to create explosions. The more Bakugo sweats, the more powerful
That's
the
the perfect
explosions
quirk for me,
are,
man. I
because
sweat a
there's
lot.
More nitroglycerin-like sweat.
I'll be the
to
most
ignite.
overpowered
As you
explosive
expect,
user
hot
ever.
weather is optimal for Bakugo's quirk, while in cold weather, the sweat takes longer to ignite. Bakugo's quirk has proven to be quite versatile. Aside from using it to create deadly attacks, Bakugo has used his quirk to maneuver in the air. The drawback is that prolonged use of the quirk, especially after large explosions, will eventually wear out the possessor's palm. Name techniques include Blast Rush Turbo, Stun Grenade, Howitzer Impact, and AP Shot. In Seat 18 we have the plain looking but lovable Izuku Midoriya, aka Deku. Although he was quirkless at first, the name of his current quirk is One For All and its type is Emitter. One For All is a transferable quirk that our protagonist got from All Might. It is the union of two quirks, one that stockpiles power and another that allows quirks to be transferred to other people.
Really?
One For All can temporarily give the possessor superhuman strength and speed. Out of all the quirks in the class, I'd say that this one is the most powerful, but this is also why it is the hardest to master. Deku has to go through intense training before he can inherit this
He hasn't
power.
gone through any training.
Even then,
Well,
the raw power
where I'm
of
at.
the quirk causes him to continuously injure himself when he uses it. It is important to note that One For All is still a bit of a mystery. During his match with Hitoshi Shinso, the lingering presence of those who had the quirk before
Because he's the
Deku
Avatar.
seemed to activate One For All, which released Deku from Hitoshi's quirk.
Because
So
he's
it
the
seems
Avatar.
like at times, One For All can act on its own. In Seat 19 we have my favorite student, Minoru Mineta. The name of his quirk is Pop Off and its type is Mutant. This quirk allows him to literally pop off sticky balls from the top of his head and use them as weapons, if he is creative about it. Although they don't stick to Minoru, the balls stick to other surfaces and can remain sticky for up to 24 hours. Once he pops one of the balls off his head, a new one will grow back in its place, but if he pops off too many in a short period of time, he will actually begin to bleed. One of his known attacks includes Grape Rush, where he just runs towards his opponent and throws the sticky balls at them in the hopes of immobilizing them with the stickiness.
That's such a terrible attack.
20 we have Momo Yao Yoruzu. The name
The
of her
one
quirk
woman
is
army.
Creation,
That's
and
her
its
name.
type is Emitter. With her quirk, she is able to literally create objects including weapons out of her body as long as her skin is exposed in that particular spot. She cannot create living things, but as long as she is familiar with the atomic makeup of an object, she can make it by breaking down the fat in her body on a molecular level and reshaping it into the desired object. The
So
bigger
if you're
the
overweight,
object
man, this is
she
the perfect
wants to
quirk for you.
produce, the more of her skin needs to be exposed, which can lead to some tricky situations for Momo. So there you have it, guys. Every quirk in Class 1A explained. Thanks for watching, and like I said, if you have any suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, Detroit, smash that like button and subscribe for more videos.
Hey, Detroit, smash that like button. I like that. Alright, so that was the video. All of Class 1A's quirks. I will say a couple of them look... I mean, we already know about Mineta. His quirk is... yeah. But homeboy, what was his name again? I forget his name. Boy Koji Koda. I don't know how this dude got to Class 1A. Don't know how. Minato was already explained in season 1. The rest of them, I could definitely see how they were able to make it to Class 1A during the test. Actually, no, not about what's her name? How did Koda make it? And how did what's her name? The Invisible Girl. How did she make it? That's what I would like to know. What was her name? I can't remember. I don't even know her name. I wonder how they made it, because their quirks are just... it just doesn't seem like their quirks are suited for that type of test that they had to take, unless they did something else. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, without further ado, that's all. We're actually going to go into the next one, which is Class 1B. And I feel like there's a lot of students in Class 1B that should be in Class 1A, in my opinion. Depending on the full explanations of the quirks. But yeah, without further ado, we're all done here. Thanks for watching.